Percentage yield calculations. This tutorial covers percentage yield calculations. They are very similar to reacting mass calculations but have one additional step. Calculate the percentage yield of potassium oxide if only 3.5 grams of potassium oxide was produced when 3.9 grams of potassium was burnt in air. This question is very similar to reacting mass questions, however it has an additional step. For this sort of question, you work out what mass of potassium oxide you would be expected to be produced from 3.9 grams of potassium. This is assuming all of the potassium formed potassium oxide, and then compare your answer with the value given in the question. So compare it to 3.5 grams. Stage 1, we calculate the number of moles of potassium. So we have 0.1 moles of potassium. We now use the balance symbol equation to work out the ratio of potassium to potassium oxide, and then we obviously see its ratio of 2 to 1, and we can obviously work it out step by step, but in the end we calculate it has 0.05 moles potassium oxide being formed. We now need to work out the mass of 1 mole of potassium oxide, so the mass of 1 mole of potassium atoms times by 2 plus the mass of 1 mole of oxygen atoms times by 1, giving us a total mass of 94 grams per mole. We've only got 0.05 moles, so multiply these two values together and we find we would expect to get 4.7 grams of potassium oxide. 4.7 grams is the mass we expect to obtain if all the potassium was converted into potassium oxide. However, there may have been some other reactions, it may not have all reacted, or some may have been left on the equipment during the preparation. We only obtained 3.5 grams of potassium oxide, and the following calculation is used. Yield is equal to the mass obtained, which is 3.5 grams, divided by the mass which we expected, 4.7 grams times by 100, or a different wording is the actual mass obtained, the 3.5 grams, divided by the theoretical mass, 4.7 grams, multiplied by 100. So in this particular case, the yield was 74.5% to 3 significant figures. What is the answer to this riddle? In marble walls as white as milk, lined with skin as soft as silk, within a fountain crystal clear, a golden apple doth appear. No doors there are to this stronghold, yet thieves break in and steal the gold. The answer will be revealed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the answer is an egg.